saying that I rescinded my vote. Do you not have that email?
Okay. So you sent that when? The day after. So you voted for it that day.
Yes, but you voted yes, but you didn't vote to take your vote back until after. That's because that's how time works. Like before can't be after. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, get into the comments to let me know what you think about this. Okay. So digging into the archive again, and this is 2021. Like Tiffany was in there she did her whole 4 years. Okay, she didn't get a dishonorable discharge. She should have, but she did not. So she got her whole 4 years in. Yes, she did, but it was terrible the whole time. So this is 2021, and some of the things that Tiffany says is so funny. It's like it's so obvious. It's so it's so in your face. See if you can see it, okay? Let's see if you can see it.
But as far as like Trustee Steve, your question, the board was polled previously and indicated that everyone was on board. And so based upon that, we were seeking ratification of that action here formally.
Okay.
Okay, this is Trustee Brown. It says consent for approval of board item 4, Flock Group Incorporated contract for public safety cameras. That's what it says. Now, am I reading something incorrectly? It says, trustees, please provide consent for this purchase of public safety cameras for Flock Group Incorporated to help police department with solving crimes committed in Dalton. It didn't say anything about the building for the mental health facility. I must be reading something incorrectly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, trustee. So basically, y'all have 3 or 6 different emails. So Clerk Brown sent it out the night that you guys didn't show up to the meeting. We basically sent the email to every board member, and you all have weighed in separately.
Here it is. Basically, we sent a email to each one of you individually. Basically we did, which basically means you didn't. Basically means you did, and basically means you didn't. just to let you know. I mean, it's the little speaks. It's the little speaks. This is like a thing I say now. Okay, it's the little speaks.
To each email. So if you go through your emails, you'll see both of these items via email, and then what the vote count was via email. So that's why again it's in consent agenda, because we had majority votes for both items. And again, I'm just putting it up for clarity for the residents, being transparent and showing you guys that okay, we voted through email and this was the end result.
Okay, so who all voted? I voted yes for the cameras. I voted no for the contract. So can we have a breakdown of who voted what?
Yeah, let me pull it up on my email. I don't have it in front of me to tell you who voted what.
I didn't vote on that one. I don't think. Let me double check.
Look at that.
Yeah, even if you didn't vote there, you still have to vote here in the open. So if it's a no, you don't want them, say no. If it's yes, then say yes. And if you undecided, say you're undecided.
It's weird because she just said that everybody voted. Y'all all voted individually. It wasn't in a group setting like this. It was individually. You all did, and then and then she come up. Norwood come up and go, well, I didn't vote for that. I don't think I got that. I don't know what you're talking about. What we talking about? And then Tiffany's like, well, even if you didn't vote, you're telling on yourself, Tiffany. You're telling on yourself. She tells so many lies. Oh my God.
Okay, if we're voting tonight, my vote is no.
Okay, when we get to it, we will call you and you can put your vote.
Hey, that's something. If we vote on it tonight, my vote's no then. It's going to be a hell no for me. You trying to be slick again. I can tell. You trying to be slick. You doing that. I'm trying to be slick shit again.
On record.
Thank you.
And then may I hear, Mayor, question for you. You said that can also be an undecided.
Yeah, like if you can abstain, basically. So if you don't want to vote for the company to go in, and again, I'm trying to tell y'all they're already in there, but if you don't want to vote for them to go in, then just say you change your mind, you don't want them to go in, or your vote is no. Or if you abstain, then abstain from voting. Let me see. So let me find because I'm gonna read it into record. So
why are they voting then if they're already in there? Y'all could go ahead and vote, but I'm just saying that they're already doing it. They're already in there. So then what are we voting for? To put them out? What are we voting for? Like, what are we voting for if they're already in there? And look at Belcher. Nothing slips past the Belcher. Oh, she is a pristine listener. And she catches every bit of bullshit, like inflections and all, like everything. She catches it all.
You guys give me 2 minutes. And I can read the votes into record for you. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute this.
Yeah, check your email, Heifer.
I have a question for Attorney Welch, Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Let me find this so I can read into record, and I can address you. Okay, I'm back. I finally found it. It's a lot of emails. Okay, this was Wednesday, and this was the vote count for consent. So the people that voted yes for Old Village Hall for them to go into the building was Trustee Belcher, Trustee Holmes, and Trustee House. And I broke tie where it was 3, and I was the 4th vote. So that's how we are where we are now. So when everybody's saying they didn't vote for it, did vote for it, those are the votes.
Mayor.
Well, wouldn't that mean that they were like, so then what were the votes? You said the people who voted for them to go in. I guess that's everybody. So all the 4 people that she named, including herself, said yes, is what she's saying.
Okay, yes. Go ahead, Trustee.
I sent the email when I asked questions that nobody respond, and Village Administrator Dorothy Brown was on there, and all of the other trustees saying that I rescinded my vote. Do you not have that email?
Okay, so you sent that when? The day after. So you voted for it that day.
Yes, bitch. Of course she sent it. Like, what, she rescinded it before she sent it? Which would then mean she didn't send it. I mean, of course, yes, but you voted yes, but you didn't vote to take your vote back until after. Yes, bitch, because that's how time works. Like, before can't be after. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, that's no, yeah, but that was the next day. You know, if you're gonna take back what you said, you have to take it back before you said it originally, which makes it not a take back at all, bitch. I don't know. She's so weird. Look at her. She thinks she done said something. Look. She's like, yes, but you did that after.
And when everybody voted for whatever they voted for, same with flock safety, we told everybody that they had the votes and we moved forward. So then you send your vote the next day. We cannot, and I repeat, for any trustees, play games like that. When you guys vote for something, we give people our word and we tell them they can move forward. That's why we really should not do consent agenda, which I agree with the attorneys. They said we shouldn't because you guys go up and down. You can't. Once you get
well, then what are y'all in here right now voting for? That's what you. That's the question. Is like, what are you voting for it now for? If it's already done and you ain't gonna stop it, then what are you calling for this vote thing for? If they vote no, what happens? Are the people now who are in there, are they trespassing? I mean, I don't know. Like, it's the disorder, the dishonesty, the absolute assholeness of it all. Look at this. And look at this piece of shit. I'm going to tell you something that I noticed about Mr. Holmes. I'm going to tell you how he got himself famous. Let me point something out to you about Mr. Holmes. This is how he solidified himself as a trustworthy character in people's eyes in this place. His brother apparently was basically stealing packages off people's porches. He was a porch pirate. So Holmes' brother was a porch pirate. And Holmes ratted his brother out. Now, the way he sold that story was, I'm a stand-up individual, even if it's my own brother. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. That's how he sold the story. But in reality, it was, him and his brother were both shit. And he was a snitch on some come up shit. And that's what actually happened. That's what actually happened. And that's why all the shit we're finding out now about this thing is like, oh my God, he literally sold his brother out for access. And then this is what he did with it. He's like preying on people when they're unconscious, allegedly. This is, you know what I mean? Like, and he just sold his brother for that. Ain't that some shit? Like, this is why you just, I'm gonna tell you. Oh my God, people are just so strange. And this is why I don't like to go outside.
If a vote is done, we move forward and then we wait till the next board meeting, which normally takes 2 more weeks. Now, the tenant, when we told them that, they already spent money to go into the building. They had a deadline. As you know, they are state funded as well. So I don't understand why we would play with people going into a building where we gonna receive revenue for the village of Dalton. I don't even get what's the problem. All your questions that you did ask was answered.
When were they answered, Mayor?
Hold on, let me finish, trustee.
Yeah, never. Belcher, let me answer that for you, because this bitch ain't gonna answer it. Never. She ain't never answered the question, Belcher. That's the answer to the question. Okay. Okay. Her and her hair hat are never gonna answer this question. Okay.
As relates to they have insurance, the building's up to code, because the other trustees asked me the same question. So I've been answering them questions left to right. So there's no problem.
It's weird, and it shouldn't be a problem you answering it right now, then. It's weird that you're doing everything. You would talk for 20 minutes not answering the question when you could have talked for 5 minutes answering the question. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how people know that you is full of shit. Okay? You'll stand there and tell us for 20 minutes about how you've answered this question so many times. It's clearly you're not answering it because you're so tired of talking. You've been answering this question for so long, you're just exhausted from all this talking. That's not it, because you're talking for 20 minutes just repeating that statement. So you still like talking. You just refuse to say this. And that's what that is, okay? And you ain't tricky. It's so weird. It's like, I hate when people just sit around all day and hope everybody else is stupid enough to fall for the shit that they do. Like, that's what this is. She just hoping that everybody's dumber than her. And unfortunately for her, it's just not true. She's on the lower end of that scale. She's on the lower end of the education scale. And she know it, but she's hoping that we don't.
Problem with the building or the people going inside the building. And from my understanding, the majority of you did speak with the person that's going inside the building, who is Sam. So now here we are. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'd rather call the roll. If you're going to vote for it,
you cannot call the roll because I was in the middle of a conversation.
Hold on.
I mean, that's rude.
Ain't that something? Yeah, because she definitely just told Belcher, she said, hold on a second, let me finish. And then when she finished, she just says, okay, we're done talking here. Like, Belcher's like, bitch, I sat there quietly and let you run your stupid ass mouth. And now you just gonna act like I can't talk. I mean, when I tell you I love me some Belcher, I love me some Belcher.
I'm talking.
Point of order. Point of order, trustee.
You don't have no order. That's rude.
Point of order. Yeah, you out of order. Point of order. Stop always barking.
Back to the original conversation, Mayor.
Trustee.
Because I was
talking, right? Did I know how to pull up? Let me let you finish.
Right.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
That was the issue. I asked, I be recognized. Of course, you cut me off and didn't let me finish. You made your statement that I voted. Then you started talking about I was playing games. That's the reason where we at right now. For one, we shouldn't have had consent to vote like how the attorneys are saying. It shouldn't be going over email. I have questions. Questions are never answered. I've sent several emails. You done told your staff and everybody else don't answer our emails. We don't have an attorney that we can trust and get valid questions answered. So when I sent the email, I sent it to everybody so they can see, and I knew this would come about. That's why I was shaking my head. I don't care one way or another. The issue is that we cannot trust you because of the fact that when we have questions to ask, you talking about everybody ask questions and saying, when did you ask any questions that I sent an email? When have they been answered? They have not been answered. You haven't picked up the phone to call, and no, I'm not calling you like you're not calling me, however it was. But at the end of the day, we still have to do what's in the best interest of the village. The emails was not answered. The questions was not answered, Mayor. And you can go and say, you made it when you said, y'all can do what y'all want to do anyway.
And look at the smirk on Tiffany's face. Let me explain to you guys what this look is. Although Belcher is definitely standing up for herself and she's standing on business, but there's a cracking in her voice. So Tiffany can tell that Belcher is upset. Tiffany is an energy vampire. Okay? So she's feeding like a narcissist does. She's feeding off of that little chip in Belcher's voice that sounds like she's worked up. Like you can tell she's anxious and furious, and you can hear it in her voice as she's talking. And that's what Tiffany's feeding on right now. This is what narcissists feed on, your reaction. Like when they say something rude if a narcissist says something rude to you or says something and that you're not supposed to notice that it was rude. You're not supposed to notice that they did it on purpose. You're just supposed to be offended by the thing that they say. And then it's the gaslighting, right? That's how they gaslight you. So they say that they shoot the thing out there. They do the thing that they know will trigger you, or they say the thing that they know will trigger. They expect to trigger you. And then they sit back and they wait for you to have a visceral reaction. When you have that visceral reaction, if you show any type of emotion, that could be in the breaking of your voice cracking, you talking louder, you crossing your arms, anything that looks like you give a shit about what is happening in this conversation, that you are invested in any way in this conversation, that's the thing they feed on. They don't listen to anything you say after that. All that ranting and raving you're doing because you're upset and you want to be heard, they don't hear any of that. They're only feeding on that visceral reaction. That's what they're feeding on. That's what narcissists do. They set you up for that, and then they sit back and they inhale it.
And that they already in the building. So if it passed or didn't pass, it wouldn't even matter. The issue is you got to respect people. You are inconsiderate, you're rude. And if we had an attorney that actually would respond to us, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
You see that? Okay, thank you so much. Like all that energy, all that emotion you just gave, now I must let you know with a grin on my face that you were talking to thin air. Okay, great. Now I hope you feel better after you've given all that, after she just gave all that energy. Now watch Belcher's face to come down from that because of Tiffany's reaction to it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now I can go back and forth with this trustee. I could check her. I could tell all the flaws. I can do all of that. But y'all don't get a different Mayor Tiffany Henyard today. So
see, and now she can't control it. So like Belcher's like, yeah, she's doing all the stuff now. So she's triggered.
Just so you guys know how Robert rules go.
Y'all gonna learn how to deal with a narcissist from mama, if nothing else.
When you have the floor, you need to stick to agenda items. We can go back and forth about who do what, who say what, but I'm not gonna stoop to Trustee Belcher's level. So that's called the row. This is where we are. If you guys would like to proceed with bringing revenue to the village of Dalton and having the person inside the building, vote yes. If you do not, vote no. If you want to abstain, abstain. But this is a special meeting. It shouldn't be this drawn out or this long. So any other questions before I ask for a motion?
May I recognize?
Yes, go ahead, Trustee Steve.
I think we gotta, at least offer some context of what's going on. We did get the email through email after the meeting that trustees, we didn't show up, but that was predicated by the previous board meeting that was ended or cut or canceled
Okay, wait, trustee, one
I'm
second.
saying there's a reason for, there's a
Okay,
reason
but
for,
listen
I
to
don't
what
want,
I'm
it seems
saying.
like, hold on, let me finish. It seems like, per trustee, you're saying, people, I don't want people to think the trustees don't know what's going on. We got this consent email, which we did, but it was the last minute because we didn't show up to a board meeting. But that was in response to the board meeting. This would have got passed, that board meeting that got canceled unbeknownst to us. So I just want to give some context what's going on. So, I mean, we can take the vote, but I just want to leave some context of what's going on, where we're not just so confused about the vote or this and that. It's not that. It started with the canceled meeting, then we didn't show up to the meeting. That's where we're at. Then we got a bunch of emails after that meeting.
Steve think he is clearing something up, but bitch, you was confusing the shit out of me. I don't know why you look at Belcher. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about either. He's just talking. Okay.
I want to say pissing contest, but we can't do it. We're supposed to stick to the items and be business oriented up here and not go back and forth, because we can easily stray from the agenda. So what I'm asking now is us to get back on order, back on track, and basically stick to the agenda. So I'm gonna start with, is there a vote for consideration and approval of an ordinance authorizing and approving a lease agreement between Kirby Rehabilitation, Inc. and the Village of Dalton? Is there a motion?
Can I?
Okay, one second. Is there a motion for that? Okay, no motion. Next, is there a motion for consideration and approval of a resolution?
Excuse me, Mayor. May I be recognized?
Yeah, one second. Let me read this into record.
Yeah, how the fuck Holmes think he gonna be recognized and Norwood just got shut down from being recognized? Ain't that something? He thought oh no, well, yeah, that's y'all. I get special treatment because I kiss her ass,
Then I got you. One second. Is there consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing and approving a certain government agency customer agreement between Flock Group, Inc. and the Village of Dalton? So I'm gonna leave that there, then someone can motion a second. Go ahead, trustee Norwood was first, and then trustee Holmes.
I had a question. You just moved on me. I had a question about what you're saying.
Go ahead.
My question was in regards to the lease. Do you know who make the changes? And if there ever need to be changes to the lease, I guess my question was, who makes the changes? Does it come before the board? Does it come before the board?
So if it's something that you guys have a issue with, you will address the attorney. The attorney is the one that negotiates or speaks about the lease or talks to the tenant.
Got it. Okay. So right now, because you are kind of confused when you went to ask the questions, you were asking for a motion, correct? For the flock.
Oh yeah, we don't flock now because it died because no one wanted to make a motion for Kirby to go inside the building.
Okay, that's what I was doing. Okay, thank you, Mayor.
All right, go ahead, trustee Holmes.
No, I was on mute. I had motion, but I was on mute.
Okay, so you motioned for which one, A or B?
I haven't really motioned for both because I had
oh my God, I can't with this guy. I found it to be very entertaining. Okay. The old ones are the best ones still. The oldies was the goodies. You know why? Because that was when Tiffany was her most confident. She was being the most asshole and she had all the time in the world to do it. So this is 2021. She still had plenty of time. Wasn't nothing they could do about it. They can't get rid of her. They stuck with her. And she knew that. And so she just waved it like a sword. Okay. Y'all behave because I'm not going to do it. Absolutely not. Just know. Okay. But mama love you. Yes, she do. Ooh. Peace.